two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Those vegan guys. I thank you.
Hello lovely people, and thank you so much for tuning in to another one of my random vlogs after last night's very lovely and soon to become regular live kind of session, and it was great to have a chat with you. I wanted to do another vlog. It's absolutely pouring down here at the moment, but it's quite a nice sound. Except for my wind chime, which is being destroyed as we speak. Welcome, if you've never been to one of my personal vlogs before. I am part of a duo. I am Paul and Jason, those vegan guys, and most of our stuff we do together, but I do like to sit in the kitchen with a hot cup of beverage and to chat. And I wanted to chat about a couple of the things that were touched upon in last night's live video, and some things that are kind of prevalent in the press over the last couple of days. So I'm not gonna preach to the converted about veganism. I will just mention that the UN has released yet another report talking about the importance of a move towards a plant-based diet for the sake of the planet. And if you'd like to just look that up, you'll find, in fact I'll link the article down there in the info. It was on the BBC website yesterday, and we had a chat about that in yesterday's live video, which is actually worth watching, particularly the beginning bit where I have a lot to say before I spend a lot of time doing this, because I'm reading what people are writing and Jason's not there to fill the gaps. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to pull 2 points from last night's live video and kind of just elaborate on them a bit, because I worry that we vegans who are desperately wanting other people to go vegan and to realise the kind of brevity of the situation and how easy it is to make the transition. Some of us that are trying to portray that message feel that we are undermined a lot by the processed and plastic brigade. Now, I understand, of course I understand the need to be concerned about plastic. We all understand the need to be concerned about plastic. And I am concerned about plastic so much that I'm very aware that the biggest majority of plastic waste in our oceans is from the fishing industry. So rather than attacking vegans for buying things wrapped in plastic, which by and large is recyclable and doesn't end up in the oceans, maybe you should be picking at your family and friends who are still consuming fish. Yeah, I just think that we have the ability to put people off as much as we have the ability to encourage people to move towards a vegan lifestyle, which often starts with a plant-based diet, which oftentimes is wrapped in plastic, which oftentimes is recyclable, which very rarely, if ever, reaches the ocean where most of the plastic waste really is. There's the long sentence that gets you to the same point. Yes, we all need to be concerned about plastic. More the manufacturers, really. They need to be finding other ways to package their goods, and if enough of us pressure them to do so, maybe they will. I'll drink this, because had I been watching that then, I'd have been thinking, you've picked your drink up, drink it. Another coffee. Watched a video this afternoon, Freely, the banana girl. Watched a couple actually, but she did one particularly on avocado, And I'm really glad somebody's done one, because he did seem like a really healthy vegan at one point, very healthy, weight looked great and everything, and now is probably clinically obese. And that's not a weight thing, that's a health thing that I'm mentioning. Don't forget, I'm an 8-year health trainer with the NHS, and you know, is that the kind of thing that you should be promoting on YouTube? Sitting with all this dead animal flesh, saturated fat, and the amount of followers anyway. So you know, I watched that, and then she went on to this other girl who lives in California about the amount of coffee that she has, and I'm thinking, oh God, I drink quite a lot of coffee. There are things I'm going to be tackling slowly but surely. I'm not going to I say I'm not going to rush myself, and then it's like that gives me an out clause. So I shouldn't really say that. What I should be doing is kind of coming up with a plan and setting parameters, so that, you know, like I did as a health trainer, that's what I taught people to do, that's what I worked on, you know. So maybe one less, actually I am having one less coffee a day because I'm having a matcha at some point in the afternoon or at night, but I'd never have a coffee at night, so that's a moot argument. So yeah, the plastic brigade and the processed brigade, people kind of saying, why would you want to eat so much processed food? Why would you want to eat something that tastes like meat? And again, I think that if somebody's made the change from flesh and secretion based processed food to vegan processed food, back off. Leave them alone. Let them have their own journey. You might be eating quinoa hearts with a burnished pomegranate residue, but they're not you, and you're not them. And I think when people are making the effort to be vegan, they should be congratulated and celebrated, and not put down and made to feel guilty about, oh, but this has this product in it, and it's wrapped in that, and it's not made of whole foods and real things. You know, it's off-putting. So that's the first part of this little gripette. Let's call it a gripette. That when people are actually making the effort, acknowledge it and help them celebrate it and help them feel good about it, and don't try guilting them out with your lifestyle. Focus on the vegan it's vegan, alright, it's vegan. Can we do that? While we're here, can we have a little chat about toxic masculinity? Funny thing is, when I did the tribute to my dad video, which I recorded 2 weeks after he died, when I made that, I never labelled, I'll link that up here by the way, and any other videos I mention I'll link up here. When I made that, I never labelled what I saw how he portrayed himself as toxic masculinity. But now that has popularised as a phrase and become part of everyday language, that is what it was. Anyway, I'll link the video up there. It's worth watching. It's very raw, extremely raw, and it's one thing that I have actively avoided all my life, and it's still happened sometimes. I have experienced myself being, I know, don't laugh, Karen, it's not funny. being toxically masculine. Oh, boys, hey, I can be butch when I want, do you know what I mean? I don't always have to talk like Paul, you know what I mean? And so there's this article in the Metro, and it's going all around the news today, that men are afraid of using recyclable lifetime bags, like cloth bags or anything in the supermarket, because they don't want people to think they're gay. Guys, any straight guys watching this who think like that, firstly, you'd be very honoured to be seen as gay, because gay people are by and large seen as good, honest, compassionate people, because we've been oppressed, you see, for a long time in society, and it's only really in the last 2 decades that we've seen any real progress in how we're seen as citizens, what's available to us legally, what we can do in life as couples. And that has given us a real understanding of other oppressed people, and in particular women, who have been suppressed and oppressed throughout history, and still are to some measure. So when you say, oh, I don't want to use a cloth bag because I don't want people thinking I'm gay, that is such a stab in the heart for someone like me. And it's probably a stab in the heart for most women too, to be honest, because women, by and large, love gay men. And the fact that you would be afraid of being perceived as something possibly better than you is ludicrous. I mean, isn't that just purely thinking with your dick? Isn't that what that is? Because it seems to be to me, and it makes me so ashamed to be male. It makes me ashamed to be male that this kind of is it bigotry when it's against gay men? It's not, is it? Whatever it is, whatever label you choose to put on it, whatever that be, I don't care. It's stupid. Like, really stupid. You know that fly, by the way, from last night's live feed? It's there on the light right now. It's been spending a hell of a lot of time with me, which is sweet. Him. You know, he's had a tough time with it, hasn't he? You know, that girl chose that other fly, didn't she, last night, which is upsetting for him, and has tarnished his toxic masculinity. Yeah, it's the whole thing about the toxic masculinity thing. Taking good care of yourself by washing your skin and moisturising is a really sensible human thing to do. Using a life bag, a cotton bag or something to go shopping with, is a really sensible human thing to do. Being able to talk about your emotions openly and honestly is a really sensible human thing to do. Just because societally, over far too many generations, we have put these ridiculous labels and limits on gender, doesn't mean that you have to keep those ridiculous fires kindled. You're a human being. Doesn't matter what's between your legs. Doesn't matter. This is the kind of, this is where you should all be embracing the extension of identity these days, in that it blurs those ridiculous boundaries we have placed against woman, man, man is man, dick, big man, strong, he fight and hunt and woman, small, weak, have baby, cook, clean. Sorry, that was, I don't know why I did that accent, and that was in no way race related. That's just me as an actor doing silly voices. So that was your caveman for you. Hi sis, come and say hello to people. They still ask about you. Come here and say hi. She doesn't want to. Yeah, so these two things, preachy vegans and toxically masculine men, can we not? Can't we just all get along? And if anybody can tell me what that's from, you get 10 points. 10 TVG points. In other final news, if you can't be asked to go and have a look at the live video, please know that we are going to the vegan camp out, and if any of you are, we'd absolutely love to meet you there. It would be awesome. Today is Friday, I'm uploading this today. Tomorrow is Saturday, and the vegan queens are taking over our kitchen again, making a fabulous focaccia. Jason will soon be recording the song that he performed on, not last night's live, but the last one we did together. He's going to be recording that like he did with the first one, where you couldn't hear the quality of it live, but then he recorded it in the kitchen with this camera. He's going to be doing that again with his new song. What else do I have to tell you? Oh. My vegan clothing have sent me some samples, mock-up products with the slogan, "Ignore Karen, she isn't even vegan." I might have cried. Might have. Might not have. Probably did. Know why? 'Cause I'm not toxically masculine. I embrace my femininity, very much so. I like it. It is a part of me. It helps me to feel and think. Hi, baby. Hello. 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 Come here, just for a minute. Just for a minute, because you're never on camera and people just want to say hi. Oh, sorry, she's just been eating. I love you. Yeah. Of course I do. Sometimes when she makes that noise when I say I love you, it's like she's going, really? Right, she wants to go out now. So rather than me just having yet another break away from the camera, I'll say goodbye. Can we please watch out for being preachy vegans, particularly to people who are really making the effort? And if you know any toxically masculine men, have a chat with them, will you? You know, some of the most admired men in the world have a real feminine streak in them. They might not be feminine like I am, or Jonathan from Queer Eye, who I adore, by the way. Besides, he's not a man. He's a they. They are a they. Even I stumble sometimes. Don't worry about it. We all do. Yeah, if you have a chat with them, will you, about releasing themselves from the chains of an old doctrine that's going to rust around their ankle and cause real problems. And vegans, please embrace people who are trying to be vegan. That's about it, really. Thank you so much for watching. If you have, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to our channel, maybe ringing the notifications bell so that you get informed about upcoming videos and live events. Have a look down there in our info. You'll find all our social media links and our Patreon page and some products that we love from Amazon and our Amazon storefront, all down there in the information. Thanks once again for watching. Please be excellent to yourself, and of course, as always, and please always be excellent to each other.